welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. It truly means the world to me to have your support. We are here to do a reading on the Karen Reed case. It is Monday, June the 9th, and when Karen left the courthouse on Friday, she had implied to some of the news reporters that the case could be, the defense's case in chief could be wrapping up by Tuesday. It is understood that the prosecution, or the Commonwealth in this case, will offer a rebuttal, so they will bring in yet again more witnesses. Of course, that is yet to be seen. So we resume court today with the accident reconstructionist from ARCA, Dr. Wolf, and for those of you that follow this case, I was dumbfounded, honestly, at the division online and in different chats regarding the evidence that was presented on Friday by Dr. Wolf. I was absolutely dumbfounded. People came out so clearly divided on that the evidence proved the Commonwealth's case and that the evidence proved the defense's case. So, no matter what side you stand on, I think it's important to remember, and I try to say this in all the readings that I do for the cases that I cover, we have to remember that the defendant is innocent until proven guilty. The people that prove guilt or innocence are the jury. They are the finder of fact. And so I want to do just a really quick spread on the narrative of doubt, is what this spread is called. It's for entertainment purposes only. So let's get to it. We've got the Inversion Tarot and the Whispers of the Unsolved Oracle. And we'll just see where we head with this. So this spread I created through Gemini, an AI thing. I don't know what to call it. And it is called, as I said, the Narrative of Doubt. So it's going to hopefully take us on a dive into the story that the defense is telling, how it stands against the prosecution's narrative. So we need 5 cards. And we have 2 cards that have already popped out. Four cards that have come out, and our 5th card. Okay. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4. How interesting is this? And 5. Okay. So we have the King of Swords, the 3 of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Wands. So the first card is the prosecution's dominant narrative. So what is the primary story or truth that the prosecution is presenting? What is its perceived strength or impact, right? King of Swords. This is a representative of Mr. Brennan, the Commonwealth special prosecutor, special DA, whatever the technical terminology is. So the King of Swords represents his energy. They are someone that is very logical, very analytical, very sort of, tunnel vision focused, if you will. And he is determined. I think we can all agree, whether you are a fan or not, of his methods. He is determined to present his case to the best of his ability. And this card speaks to that energy. Let's just pull a couple of the Whispers of the Unsolved, and we'll do this for each of the cards. Into Mr. Hank Brennan and his... All right, so the first card that we have is Embezzlement. So I don't think many people will be shocked to see that card. So embezzlement, what does that mean? That means, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul sort of idea, right? You're fudging the lines and moving the goalposts, and I don't think that that's a surprise to anyone. As I said before I revealed that card, that he is determined to present his case to the best of his ability, no matter what the stakes. We have Perversion. Again, I think that this card speaks to the vocabulary, the wording choices that he is using. He has gone out there and through the defense's case, and really, in a not so kind way, exposed or tried to expose the defense witnesses with language and his demeanor. And I don't think it's a good look. And the third card that we got was Runaway Escape. And I concur with that feeling. It's like his emotion, or dare I say dedication to the job, has sort of gotten a hold of him, and he's sort of run with it. And I don't know that it's being received well. I know that online it's certainly not being received well by the collective. Next card is the Three of Wands. Now this card is the defense's counter narrative. So the story or the strategy of the defense. What are they attempting to put forward? How well formed or compelling is it? The Three of Wands is about expansion. It's about vision. And what the defense is asking you to do is to look beneath the surface, to see all of the unanswered questions, all of the possibilities other than the defendant. Let's pull a couple of cards here for this. I had one flip over. Wow, look at that. We've got Male. Interesting. We've got Evidence. Whoops. Now, we've got Freedom. So the defense is trying to show you that there are other possibilities, that there are other people. There is other evidence that was either not investigated or not followed through on. That is what they're trying to sort of poke holes in the prosecution's case. Next, we have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is like a messenger of sorts, right? And this is an energy where someone is, you know, like, I got a ball and I'm going to run with it, right? There's a plan, but the plan sort of forms as we're going, but there's a strategy. So this card is the gaps or weaknesses in the prosecution's case that have been exploited by the defense. And this, to me, represents the timeline. For anyone who has been following the Karen Read case, the timeline has changed. Like, what are we at? 5 times now? The time of death can't be determined. The medical examiner can't determine the cause of death. They can't decide whether he was hit, sideswiped. Even the distance that Karen Read's car traveled, allegedly, in the backing up to allegedly hit John O'Keefe, even that has changed multiple times. So the goalpost keeps moving, and that's what this card, the Page of Pentacles, is representing. So again, highlighting specific areas where the defense is successful in poking holes in the prosecution's story or their evidence. And they are doing that systematically, methodically, one by one by one. Let's pull a few cards for this. Or at least that's what they're trying to do. And we've got 2 cards that have fallen out. Let's see. Okay. So our first card is Natural Causes. And what I really want you to focus on with this card is the picture, right? The domino effect. If they can poke a hole in a witness testimony, for example, Jennifer McCabe was at 34 Fairview in the first trial, said that she saw Karen Read's SUV and John O'Keefe outside of the front door on the street at 12:45. Now the prosecution in the second trial is saying that John O'Keefe was hit at 12:32 and some seconds. So there's a domino effect. If we can start with one, we can then reveal in a natural flowing way that makes sense, right? Our second card that came out was Law Enforcement, poking the holes in the investigation, as it were. Not using proper evidence logs, and not interviewing witnesses, and the list goes on and on and on, right? Our next card that came out is Caught. And I think what this card speaks to in terms of this energy is their story, the defense story, is pin it on the girl, right? That's a text from Michael Proctor, pin it on the girl. They had their person, and there was no need to look any further. Next card we have is bloodline and family lineage. I think this speaks to not specifically a family, but the family in terms of police, right? And protecting their own. Really interesting card that's come out there. All right, our next card is the 10 of Cups. So this is the credibility of the defense's doubt argument. 10 of Cups is the what I refer to as the happy family card, right? It's love, it's joy, it's blessings, it's being embraced. And the doubt is being embraced in this case. So how convincing or believable are the defense's efforts to create this reasonable doubt? Is it perceived as genuine or merely a tactic? This card suggests that it is being embraced as genuine by the jury. Let's pull a few cards on that. So we've got water. Now, you'll notice that that card landed in the reverse. I don't normally read reversals. I'm going to turn this right side up. But to me, this is like, again, thinking about this card, the credibility of the defense's doubt argument. So how convincing or believable are the defense's efforts to create reasonable doubt? Is it perceived to be genuine, or is it, excuse me, or is it merely a tactic? This is an interesting card, right? That it's underwater. And so to me, I feel like I'm watching something and I'm shocked, or I'm like, wow, that's interesting. But I go right over here to this card here and I shake my head and go like, does this really happen? Like, I feel like this is the thing that I'm stuck on if I am the jury, right? Like, does this really happen in this day and age in 2025? Like, does that really happen? Is this really a thing? So I think that the defense is proving their points and planting the seed of doubt, which is their job. But there is a hesitancy to believe that this is possible. And if you follow this case online, you saw that, right? People are like, how can 15 people be involved in a conspiracy? It doesn't even make sense, right? And we've got the trash card. Systematically, methodically, moving the garbage out of the way to bring forward the truth, right? So they're handing you little trash bags, right? This thing you can throw out, this, in other words, the hole that they've poked in the case of the Commonwealth, right? Interesting. Lastly, we have the 10 of Wands. Now, this card is the evolving landscape of the truth. And I love that. I mean, what a title for a last card. The evolving landscape of the truth. This card reflects the overall impression or truth of the trial. It is the initial truth in the minds of the jury members, the finders of fact, and whether they find it truthful, solidifying, is it ambiguous, are they shaking their head, where are they at? 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is a heavy burden. in the traditional tarot, you will see a person that has sort of like a basket that has all of these sort of like weeds or reeds, no pun intended, that they're carrying, and their back is hunched over. And that is about being overworked, overburdened. And this speaks volumes. If you have been following this case, you know how cutthroat it is, how people's opinions are bouncing backward and forward, right? One minute they're, yes, Karen is guilty, and the next minute they're like, wait a minute, is she? It's all over the place. We are in I think the 7th week or the 8th week. Who even knows? It feels like we've been in this second trial for 6,000 days. I can't imagine how the families feel at this point, and the lawyers. The jury members have had so much information thrown at them that they are understanding the responsibility at hand, right? They're taking the job seriously, but they are not taking it lightly. In other words, they understand that they are the finders of fact, and the burden of proof, i.e., the burden of doubt, lies within them. And they are feeling the pressure of that burden because of this and because of this, right? So let's throw a few cards here. There you go, friends. Truth. They want the truth. They want to find the truth. They are looking for the truth. They are dedicated to being the finders of fact in terms of seeking the truth. Whoops. I love this deck. There's so many cards now. Okay, the next card that we've got is Justice. And the third card that we've got is Power. So they have the power because they are the finders of fact. They are seeking for justice and the truth. And so no matter what side you're on, whether you think that Karen Read is guilty or you think that Karen Read is innocent, that should make you feel good that the jury knows and is taking their job seriously. And I will say that in almost every reading that I've done in this particular case, that's what I get for the jury. Now, we'll leave it here with the deck, card on the bottom of the deck. We've got the 9 of Wands. This is a card of being battle weary, and we are resilient, we are determined, but we are tired, and we are a wee bit resistant. It's been a long haul, and this card on the bottom of the deck, to me, is like the signifier of the whole reading. And I think that that sums it up quite nicely. For the people that are invested on the outside, for the families, for the lawyers, for the jury, and of course, for Karen Read. It's been a long haul. Everyone wants this to run its natural course and have it be done and dusted. When the case is in the hands of the jury, I'll come back and do another reading. I do hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. It truly means the world, and I will see you when I see you next. And until then, I wish you many, many blessings. Bye for now.